All right, y'all. Let's take a final look at the main event for tomorrow: Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas, 2, aka Marina's daughters. No, I'm just playing. Let's take a look at the main event for tomorrow. Let's see how they match up since their first fight, which took place back in October 2019, which Amanda Ribas handed Dern her first L. Since then, both fighters have taken different paths. As y'all know, Amanda Ribas has been more of a full-time flyweight in the past 2 years, which gave Dern a chance to climb higher at 115 now. Dern is now number 6. Ebas is number 8 at flyweight. Well, she's number 8 at strawweight and number 9 at flyweight. And since then, I think Dern, she has come She has come pretty far. I'll say she has come pretty far since their first fight, which she lost by unanimous decision. She's made the more obvious changes. I think Ebas, she's always been more of a well-rounded fighter since they fought. But I think the obvious changes are in Dern, as far as her stand-up game and discipline, as far as making weight and physique-wise. Mackenzie Dern looks good. She looks good physically and mentally now. So going into this main event, I definitely think it's going to be different than the first fight. Now that it's a 5-round fight, now that Dern's improved, and now that both fighters have taken some hard losses but learned from them. Both fighters have taken some damaging losses. So I think it kind of evens up the odds now, especially when you look at the resumes. In their last 5 fights, both of them are 2-3. Both of them are 2-3. So they are similar in ways. They both are dogs. They can beat the C plus and below fighters. But when they step it up against the B minus and A, when they step it up B minus and above, like to the A's, I always think they tend to lose. They always tend to lose. So it's important in this main event that somebody steps out of the box. Somebody's gonna have to step out of the box if they want to be the next title contender. They got to use their skills in this one, not just dog. Mackenzie Dern is talking about wanting to fight Suarez one day. So it's important that, she fights like somebody that wants to fight Suarez, not somebody that's just going in there trying to put on fight of the night. She's got to look for fighter of the night, if y'all know what I mean. So real quick, looking at Mackenzie Dern first, like I said, she's number 6, last 5 fights, 2-3. She beat fighters like Angela Hill and Lupi, but tends to lose against strikers like Lemos, Yan Jianan, and Jessica Andrade. The harder, more cunning, slicker punchers, they tend to beat her. Fighters with just this amount of decent footwork and know how to pivot and play the matador. They know how to beat her. So going into this fight, I think it's important that she slows it down and she cuts the octagon off. She's got to be smart. She's got to be patient. She can't go in there tripping on her own feet. She's got to fight behind a long jab. She's got to use timing. She's got to counter Amanda Ribas, and she's got to step in with that overhand right. And after stepping in with the overhand right, she's got to shoot. She's got to learn how to shoot here, not just press her opponent up to the cage. She's got to learn how to shoot, cage wrestle, and score those trips. The thing is, I think Amanda Ribas, her jiu-jitsu is just as good. Yeah, I said it. I think her jiu-jitsu is just as good. And I think that Dern is going to have to score some knockdowns or really beat up Ribas before she scores any submission win over Ribas, Because if you look at her resume, she didn't submit Angela Hill. She didn't submit Marina Rodriguez. She didn't submit Lupi. So if you really look at the skill sets here, I think that Dern, if she wants to submit somebody who has better jiu-jitsu than those fighters, she's going to have to score a knockdown. Like if she wants to score a submission, she's going to have to knock down and hurt Ribas. She's going to have to rock her and then jump in for the finish. I don't think she'll just submit a fresh Ribas. So it's got to be a situation where she puts a lot of pressure on here. Be smart, be patient, cage wrestle, and just score some heavy shots when the fight goes to the ground. Use a ground and pound and really beat up and wear down Amanda Ribas. Looking at Amanda Ribas, also 2-3 in her last 5 fights. Let's see, 2-3, and scored one. Oh yeah, she scored a win against Luana Pinheiro. So yeah, looking at Amanda Ribas again, her resume's pretty obvious too. She'll step it up, but lose against those better technical fighters. So going into this fight here, I don't think there's like a great deal she needs to change since their previous fight, because I think she does have the better striking and the faster hands. The one thing I will say is that Amanda Ribas needs to tuck her chin. I think she needs to tuck her chin, because one thing I'll say is I think she's stronger at 125. She just doesn't have the skills to adapt and adjust against like a Chikagan or a Barber or a Rose. But she's strong and durable at that weight. But moving down, I think she's faster, and her skills hold I think her skills hold up better at 115. The thing is, it's always been her chin. So I think she needs to keep her chin tucked in this fight, just fight a long striking match, turn angles on Dern, and just take a page out of Marina Rodriguez. If you're the longer, taller fighter, just keep this girl at the end of a jab. If you keep Dern at the end of a jab, she's really helpless, because then you start throwing that right hand and cracking her, she just starts to kind of trip over herself and start to lose composure, So the more she just picks her apart, Dern's going to keep running at her and you can kind of time her from there. So I think it's important that Mackenzie Dern, I think it's important that Amanda Ribas keeps Mackenzie Dern at bay with the jab and the right and just keep turning her. And if she does get caught with her, use that judo to her advantage, head toss her and get out of there. Don't head toss her and hang on, because Dern, if she gets the back, she will look for that submission. So I think it's important to use that jujitsu, use that judo like she did in the first fight. Score some quick, surprising takedowns, like she did in the first fight. If she's feeling focused and Dern is a little bit frustrated, because I think that Amanda Ribas definitely has good top control. I think she has good enough top control to at least win rounds on top by, just laying and praying on Dern if necessary. I think she definitely has that going for her. But when it comes to speed and accuracy on the feet and stand-up skills, I think she has enough to beat Mackenzie Dern hands down, for 5 rounds. Because I do think this fight will go 5 if Amanda Ribas is able to keep this fight turning and standing and stay away from the power of Dern. I think it go 5 rounds. But I think that Ribas, with her stand-up game, she could pick her apart. I think she could pick her apart. But again, going back to Dern, she's come far. She's come far since the first fight. And I think she will land some big shots here. I could definitely see Mackenzie Dern scoring some flash knockdowns here. And if she scores some flash knockdowns, she scores a knockdown, and she's able to rock her, she could get Ribas out of there. I see Ribas scoring a finish over. No, I see Dern scoring a finish over Ribas before Ribas scores a finish over Dern. Okay. Another thing I'll say is important that Dern mixes in head kicks. Dern's got to mix in some head kicks off her jab and right hand. Throw up them head kicks and surprise Ribas like Macy Barber did. But overall, I think that Dern, she pretty much still has the skills that she did, back in 2019, and they're better. They're a little bit better than before, and I think they'll carry her through this fight again. I see it going the distance, possibly a split decision win for Amanda Ribas this time. There might be a couple of knockdowns that make it hard for people to score, but I think that Ribas will land more, whereas Dern will land the heavier shots. But both fighters, they're going to come out with some lumps in this one. I think it's going to be a good main event, y'all. Honestly, I don't see anyone looking title shot worthy off of this fight, but I could see a fight of the night here. That's just my honest opinion. But yeah, again, guys, I got Dern probably by like split decision. And yeah, think it'll be a good fight. What do y'all guys think in the comment section? Who you got this time around, Dern or Ribas? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.